We are still working in Excel. We are on chapter 16, which shows you how to insert and format charts in your spreadsheet. Alright, a chart or a graph is a visual representation of your set of data values. Charts provide a way to illustrate numbers. Because many people are overwhelmed by tables of numbers, you can use charts to show trends or relationships in data that are easier to be seen than looking at the actual numbers just in charts. Okay, that can be a little overwhelming for some people. All right, each chart has a data source, which is the range that contains the data to display in the chart, your cells, your row and column identities. A data source includes one or more data series, which is a set of values represented in your chart. The data series includes one or more categories, which are the sets of values that represent the data for the same item. The category values provide descriptive labels for each data series, and the data series values contain the actual numbers that become plotted on your chart. So let's go out and look. We want to open a workbook. So browse your computer to wherever you downloaded the starter file for chapter 16. All right, and let's open it up. All right, we're going to save it as Virginia Beach Real Estate. So do your file save as. We're going to put it back into that folder. All right. Now you've renamed and saved it. In the documentation worksheet, you're going to put your name here in B3. Okay, and the date in B4. Okay. And then we want to left align that date right here. So change your alignment. Well, no, it's right. It was already left aligned. Okay, so make sure your date is left aligned and review the contents of your worksheets. So we have a summary report, historical prices, metro population, we have a structure types, population history. Okay, so you have multiple worksheets in this workbook. Make your metro population your active sheet. Select the range A3 through B8. The data source in this range has one data series named population that includes one category named city. The category values in the range A4 through A8 list the different cities. The data series values in the range B4 through B8 contain the population numbers to be charted. Okay. So we're going to create a pie chart. Okay, a pie chart is a chart in the shape of a circle divided into slices like a pie. So on your ribbon, we're going to go to the Insert tab. All right, in the Charts group, click the Insert Pie or Donut Chart button. All right, the gallery will open. Point to the different pie charts, subtops. Okay, so you have the different subtops. I'm having to think about it. But see, you get a preview of what it will look like. Alright. In the 2D pie section, click the pie chart, which is the first chart right here. Pie chart's inserted into your sheet. Okay. 3 buttons appear next to the chart and 2 chart tool tabs appear on the ribbon now. You have a design and a format under your chart tools. Alright, so let's talk about your different chart elements. Chart elements are individual parts of your chart, such as the chart area, the chart title, the plot area, data markers, and a legend. Alright, the chart area contains the chart and all of the other chart elements. The chart title is a descriptive label or name for the chart. The plot area is the part of the chart that contains the graphical representation of the data series. Each value in the data series is represented by a data marker, such as a pie slice. A legend is a rectangular area that identifies the data markers associated with the data series. Alright. And there on page 476 in your book, there's a breakdown of this. It shows that your population is your chart title. Your chart area is the whole area. Your plot area is this here. Here's your legend down here at the bottom where it says Chesapeake, Richmond, Norfolk. Data markers is your actual pie slices. Okay. If you point to each one, you get screen tips. Okay. Point to an empty area of your selected chart and the pointer changes to your 4-sided arrow and the screen tip chart area appears, indicating that the pointer is over the chart area. In the chart area above the pie chart, point to population. It'll show you that this is your title. Okay. If you click population, a selection box will appear around the chart title indicating it's selected. On the ribbon, click the Chart Tools Format tab. And in the current selection group, notice the chart title appears in the Chart Elements box. Right here. Okay. Click the Chart Elements box arrow to display a list of all your elements in your current chart. In the Chart Elements list, click Plot Area. The selection box surrounds the pie chart. Okay. Now select the chart area. Okay. On the ribbon, click the Chart Tools Design tab. In the location group, click the Move Chart button right here. The Move Chart dialog box will open. Click the Object Inbox arrow, to display a list of worksheets in your workbook, and then click Summary Report. So go to your drop down, choose Summary Report, and then click OK. Alright. The embedded pie chart moves from the Metro Population worksheet to the Summary Report worksheet and remains selected. Now we're going to position and resize our chart. Point to an empty part of the chart until the pointer changes to your four-sided arrow, and the screen tip says chart area. Click the chart area, drag to the left until the chart's upper left corner is in cell A3. Okay. Point to the sizing handle in the lower right corner of the chart until the pointer changes to the double arrow that is white. Drag the size handle up to cell F12. Okay, the chart resizes to cover the range A3 through F12 and remains selected. Alright, now we're going to change the style of our chart. And this is, we're going to modify the appearance of the chart by applying a different style. Alright, so make sure the pie chart is selected. On the Chart Tools Design tab, in the Chart Styles group, click the More button, right here. The Chart Styles gallery opens. Point to different styles in the gallery to get a live preview. Alright, you get the idea. We're going to click Style 12, where each pie slice now appears rounded and three-dimensional. Alright, now we're going to look at chart layouts. Chart layouts provide different options for displaying and arranging chart elements. These layouts specify which chart elements are displayed and how they are formatted. Chart layouts include some of the most common ways of displaying different charts. Alright, each chart's type has its own collection of layouts. For a pie chart, the chart layout you choose may hide or display the chart title, display a chart legend, or place legend labels in the pie slices and add percentages to your pie slices. Alright, so on the Chart Tools Design tab, in the Chart Layouts group, we're going to click the Quick Layout button so that the gallery will open. In the last row, point to Layout 7. Alright, live preview shows the impact of the layout on the pie chart's appearance. The chart title is removed from the chart and the pie chart resizes to fill the space. Click Layout 7 to change the chart's layout, and the chart title is removed and the legend moves to the right of the pie chart. Okay. Modifying and formatting a chart title. Chart title provides a description of a chart or an overview of its purpose. Alright, so we're going to click the Chart Elements button right here. And we're going to click the Chart Title checkbox. The chart title will be added to the chart and a selection box will appear around it. Okay. In the chart title, click after population, press the space bar, and then type of metro cities. Click the border of the chart title selection box to select the entire box. Change the font size to 12 points. The chart title reduces in size and the pie chart increases in size to fill the extra space. Alright, now we can change position and format the legend. So next to the selected chart, click the Chart Elements button. Chart Elements menu appears next to the chart. Point to Legend to display the right arrow. Okay, and you'll have a little menu open. We're going to click left, and then the legend will move to the left side of the chart. On the legend submenu, click more options. Okay, the Format Legend pane will appear on the right side of the workbook window with the Legend Options tab selected. On the Legend Options tab, the Legend Option button is selected and the Legend Options section is expanded. In the Format Legend pane, click the Fill and Line button and then click Border to display the border options in the pane. Click the Solid Line option button Alright, additional line options in the pane are now available. Click the Color button to display the color palette and then select Turquoise Accent 6 theme. Okay, refer back to Exhibit 16-14 in your book if you need help with this. The legend now has a turquoise border, although you can't see this because the selection box appears on top of the border. Click the chart area to deselect your legend and show your border around your legend. Okay. Now we're going to talk about data labels. A data label is text for an individual data marker, such as a pie slice. A data label can show a value or other descriptive text. When you use a chart layout that shows data labels, each label is placed where it best fits. In this case, either on the pie slice or along its side. We're going to click our Chart Elements button again. And next to the selected chart, we're going to click Data Labels. We're going to go to the right arrow and then we're going to click Outside End. This option sets the data labels outside the pie chart. On the Data Labels submenu, click More. The pane on the right changes to the Format Data Labels pane and the Label Options tab is selected. In the Format Data Labels pane, click the Label Options button and then click Label Options. In the Label Contains section, the Value and the Show Leader Lines checkboxes are already checked because they are the default data label options. These options set the data labels to display as the values in the data source and use leader lines when needed to connect the labels to their corresponding pie slice. In the Label Contains section, click the Value checkbox to deselect it. The value data labels are removed from the pie chart. Click the Percentage checkbox. The data values are displayed as percentages of the whole. Even though the Show Leader Lines checkbox is selected, the lines don't appear on the chart because the chart area has enough space to place the labels close to their slice. In the Format Data Labels pane, click Label Options to collapse the section. And then click on Number to expand that section and display options related to formatting numbers. Click the Category box arrow and then click Percentage. The data labels are formatted with the percentage number style in 2 decimal places. Click the chart area to deselect the data labels and keep the chart selected. changing the color of a data series. Alright, next to the selected chart, click the Chart Styles button, which looks like a paintbrush, and then click Style. Okay. The menu that opens contains the same chart styles that appear in the Chart Styles gallery on the Chart Tools Design tab. At the top of the menu, click Color. The available color schemes appear in a gallery. Point to the different colors to see a live preview on the pie chart, and then click the Color 3 set. Okay, but we want the color 3. The slices and the legend colors change color to reflect your selected color theme. Next to the chart, click the Chart Styles button to close the menu. Click the pie chart to select the entire data series. The pane on the right changes to the Format Data Series pane. Click the dark teal Newport News slice. Alright. 12.68% of the pie. Only that value or slice is selected. The pane to the right of the worksheet window changes to the Format Data Point pane. In the Format Data Point pane, click the Fill and Line button. Click the Fill to expand it if necessary. Click the Solid Fill option button. The selected pie slice changes to a green color, which is the color selected on the color button in the pane. Click the color button to display the color palette, and then click the turquoise accent 6 darker 50% theme. The Newport News slice and legend marker changes to dark blue. In the Format Data Point pane, click the Close button. In the worksheet, click any cell. The slice and the chart are no longer selected. Alright, so let's save everything up until this point. So do File, Save, so that you don't lose what you have up to this point. Alright, now we're going to look at creating an exploded pie chart. Pie slices do not need to be fixed within the pie. An exploded pie chart moves each slice away from the other as if someone were taking the pie away, taking the piece away from the pie. Okay, we're going to click on our pie chart so that the entire series will be selected. Alright, click the light green Virginia Beach slice. Okay. Drag the selected slice to the right approximately 1/4 inch. The slice is separated from the rest of the pie chart. Okay. Now we're going to look at creating a column or bar chart. A column chart displays values in different categories as columns. The height of each column is based on its value. A bar chart is a column chart turned on its side so that the length of each bar is based on its value. Alright, so let's make the structures types worksheet the active sheet. Select the range A3 through C12. Okay. On the ribbon, click the Insert tab. In the charts group, click the Insert Column or Bar Chart button. Right here. The gallery will open. In the 2D section, click the Cluster Column Chart. Column chart is inserted in the active worksheet and the Chart Tools Design tab is selected on the ribbon. On the Chart Tools Design tab in the Location group, click the Move Chart button. And send it to Summary Report as well. Alright. Click the object box. Let's see. In the Summary Report worksheet, drag it so that the upper left corner is in cell A14. Okay. Drag the lower right handle up to F27. Okay. Now, let's format this column chart. In the column chart, click the chart title to select it. Change the font size of the chart title to 12 points. With the chart title still selected, type S. Nothing changes in the chart title text box, but the S you type appears in the formula bar. Type structure types so that structure types appears in the formula bar. And then press the Enter key. The text you type replaces the original chart title. In the column chart, double click any column. All the columns for the data series in the chart will be selected. And the data series pane opens with the series options button selected and the series options section expanded. Drag the gap width slider to the left until the value is gap width box is 50%. Okay. The gap between adjacent columns is reduced and the columns become wider to fill the space. In the Format Data Series pane, click the Fill in Line button. And expand fill if necessary. Click the Gradient Fill option button. The columns are filled with a gradually changing shade of green. Click the Direction button to display a gallery of gradient directions. And then click Linear Up, the second option. Now that's linear down. Let's see. There we go. The columns are filled with a gradient that blends to the top. Alright, we're going to change the axle and intervals. Chart data is plotted along axis. The vertical value axis shows the range of values from all the data series plotted on the chart. The horizontal category axis shows the category values from each data series. The range of values or scale of an axis is based on the values in the data source. Scale usually ranges from 0 through the maximum value. If the scale includes negative values, it ranges from the minimum value to the maximum value. Alright, in the column chart, click any value on the vertical axis. Okay, so any value. The Format Data Series pane changes to the Format Axis pane with the Axis Options tab selected. In the Format Axis pane on the Axis Options tab, click the Axis Options button. If the Axis Options series is not expanded, click Axis Options. Alright, in the bound section, the minimum value of the axis is set to 0 and the maximum is set to 0.4 or 40%. This matches the values listed on the vertical axis. In the unit section, 0.05 appears in the major box, indicating that the vertical axis values will appear every 5 percentage points. In the unit section, select the current value in the major box and type 0.1. And press enter. The intervals between the values on the vertical axis change from 5% to 10%. In the Format Axis pane, click Axis Options to collapse that section and click Number. In the category box, percentage is selected. This is the current format of the numbers. In the decimal places box, select 2 and type 0. And then press enter. Percentages on the vertical axis now show only integers. The percentages on the vertical axis range from 0 to 40% and 10% intervals and no decimal places. The vertical axis is still selected. On the ribbon, click the Home tab and change the size to 8-point font. The values displayed in the vertical axis are smaller, leaving more room for the data series. On the horizontal axis, click any of the labels. A selection box appears around all the labels on the axis. Change the font size of the text on this to 8 as well. Close the Format Axis pane. Alright, let's save everything again so that we don't lose anything. You always save often just in case something happens. Alright, now we're going to look at creating a line chart. A line chart displays data values using a connected line rather than columns or bars. Line charts are typically used when the data consists of values drawn from categories that follow a sequential order at evenly spaced intervals, as with historical data in which the data values are recorded periodically, such as monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Alright, so make the historical process worksheet your active sheet. Select the range A3 through D56. On the ribbon, click your Insert tab. In the Charts group, click Insert Line or Area Chart button. In the 2D section, click the Line Chart. and then move your chart to your summary report. And reposition it to the range H3 through M13. Where did it put it? There it is. Okay. Now, in the line chart, replace the chart title with price history. Change this to 12-point font. Change the font size of the chart, to 12 points. Click the vertical axis to select it and then change it to 8 point. Select the horizontal axis markers and change it to 8 point. Below the horizontal axis, select the legend and change it to 8-point font as well. The line chart resizes to fill the space left by the smaller titles, axis, and chart legend. Alright, in the line chart, double click the vertical axis. The Format Axis pane with the Axis Options tab opens, and the Axis Options button is selected. In the Bounds section, let's see, right here, scroll up. In the Bounds section, the scale of the axis ranges from 0.0 to 400,000. Okay. In the major box in the unit section, the intervals are 100,000. In the bound section, select the value in the minimum box and change this to 100,000 and press the enter key. The scale of the vertical axis now ranges from 100,000 to 400,000 in 50,000 intervals. Okay, I'm sorry for that interruption. Again, in the bound section, we need to change our minimum to 100,000, and this sets us in intervals of 50,000. Okay. In the value in the display units box is none, and the show display units label on chart checkbox is not selected. Okay. Click the display units box arrow and click thousands. The values on the vertical axis change to 100 through 400 in intervals of 50. The show display units label on chart checkbox is now selected, and the display units label of thousands was added to your vertical axis, indicating that the values are expressed in units of 1,000. Alright. Edit the axis scale and labels for dates. In the line chart, click the horizontal axis. The Format Axis pane changes to show the options for the dates on the horizontal axis. In the Format Axis pane, in the Unit section, select the value in the major box in top 2. In the click the major box arrow and change it from months to years. The units on the horizontal axis change to indicate every 2 years. Because you're using years as the label, the months and days in the labels are not needed. In the Format Axis pane, click the Axis options to collapse this. Select Number to expand the section if necessary. In the category box, date is selected, the format code being M/D/YYYY, indicating the dates will be displayed in the format 1-digit month, 1-digit day, 4-digit year. Okay, in the format code box, change the code to YYYY. And click the Add box. The format of the dates on the horizontal axis will change to display only the year. Close the Format Axis box. Alright, we're going to add and format an axis title. To the right of the line chart, click the Chart Elements button. The axis title checkbox is not selected. Point to axis titles and then click the right arrow. Options for adding the primary horizontal and primary vertical titles appear on the submenu. Click the primary vertical checkbox. A title is added to the vertical axis to the left of the unit's label, and the new axis title is selected. Type prices in thousands. Well, okay. And press enter. Change the font to 8 points. With the added axis title, there is no need for the display units label. Click thousands and then press the delete key. Okay. Adding grid lines to our chart. Grid lines extend the values of the major or minor units across the plot area. By default, horizontal grid lines appear on line charts and column charts. Each grid line is aligned with a major unit on the vertical axis. You can change the grid lines so that they appear for only the minor units, appear for both major and minor units, or do not appear at all. Alright, adding grid lines to a chart. To the right of the line chart, click the Chart Elements button. Point to grid lines and then click the right arrow. The available grid lines appear in the submenu. The primary major horizontal checkbox is the one that is selected. This corresponds to the horizontal grid lines to the right of each dollar value in the line chart. Click the primary minor vertical checkbox. Faint vertical grid lines appear on the chart to indicate each year. Okay. Now we're going to edit chart data. Alright. Let's deselect everything and go ahead and save again. Alright. In the pie chart, we're going to examine the Newport News pie slice. So slide back over to your pie chart. Newport News pie slice. The data label for this slice indicates it is 12.68% of the whole pie. Make the Metro Population Worksheet the active sheet. In cell B8, which is Newport News' population, we're going to change this to 180,000. Now, make the Summary Report Worksheet your active sheet. And you will see that your Newport News has changed to 13.98%. So as you make updates to your worksheets, your charts will automatically reference that data and make changes within the chart. Alright, we're going to add a data series to a chart. Click your Structure Types column chart. In the ribbon, click the Chart Tools Design tab. In the data group, click the Select Data button. Okay, the Select Data Source dialog box will open. In the Legend Entry Series box, click Add. Alright, the Edit Series dialog box opens. In this dialog box, you specify the name of the new data series and its range of data values. With the insertion point in the series name box, click the Structure Types Sheet tab. And then click cell D3. Which is the cell containing the series name. Press the Tab key to move the insertion point to the series values box. In the worksheet, select the range D4 through D12. Okay, click OK. The Edit Series dialog box closes and the Selected Data Source dialog box reappears. In the Legend Entries Series box, the National Data Series is added to the list of data series in the chart. Click OK. The national structure type values appear as darker green columns in the chart, next to the columns containing the light green gradient shading that indicate the Virginia Beach structure types. Now that this chart contains more than one data series, the legend should be displayed. To the right of the column chart, click the Chart Elements button, and then click the Legend checkbox. Alright. On the chart selection box, drag the middle right sizing handle to the right to expand the width of the chart to cover column H. Drag the chart down one row so the chart is expanded down through H28. Okay, save your changes. Now, modifying lines and data markers. In the price history line chart, so go back, if you're on a laptop like myself, move around so that you can see your line chart. Double click the median data series line, the middle line, to select it. Okay. The Format Data Series pane will open. In the Format Data Series pane, click the Fill in Line button. The options change to show the line tab selected and the line options expanded. Click the No Line option button. The line is removed from the chart. In the Format Data Series pane, click the Marker tab. And then click Marker Options. To expand that area, click the Built-in Option button. You can now select the type and size of the marker. Click the type box arrow and then click the short horizontal line. Sixth marker in the list. Okay. Click the size down arrow so 4 appears in the size box. The median value appears on the chart as data markers without a line. Close the Format Data Series pane and then click any cell to deselect the chart. Alright, so now you have that dashed or dotted line. Alright, inserting and formatting spark lines. A spark line is a mini chart that is displayed entirely within a cell. The goal of a spark line is to convey a large amount of graphical information within a very small space. Make the Metro Population Worksheet your active sheet. Select the range D4 through D8. Go to the Insert tab. In the Spark Lines group, click the Line button. Huh. Spark Lines. Okay. Alright, right here. Line button. Okay. The Create Spark Lines dialog box will open with the insertion point in the data range box. The location range is already entered because you selected it before opening the dialog box. With the insertion point in the data range box, click the Population History Sheet tab. Okay. And then select the range B4 through E8. Alright. To enter the range that contains the data to chart and click OK. The dialog box closes and the Metro Population Sheet tab is the current tab again. Spark lines are inserted into each cell in the selected location range D4 through D8. The Sparkline Tools Design tab appears on the ribbon and is the active tab. On the Sparkline Tools Design tab in the Show group, click the High Point checkbox and the Low Point checkbox to display markers for the high and low points within each sparkline. On the Sparkline Tools Design tab in the Style group, click the More button. In the Style Gallery, in the last row, click Sparkline Style Colorful number 3. The line changes to light green, and the high point markers change to a darker green. Okay. So let's go here and save everything again. Now we're going to look at inserting data bars. A data bar is conditional formatting that adds a horizontal bar to the background of a cell containing a number. When applied to a range of cells, the data bars have the same appearance as a bar chart, with each cell containing one bar. Alright, the lengths of the data bars are based on the values of the selected range. So make the structure types worksheet your active sheet and select the range C4 through D12. Okay. On the Home tab in the Styles group, click the Conditional Formatting button. And then point to Data Bars to display the Data Bars gallery. In the Gradient Fill section, click the orange Data Bar style. The data bars are added to the selected cells. The data bars represent essentially the same information as the column chart you created earlier. On the Home tab in the Styles group, click the Conditional Formatting button and then click Manage Rules. The Conditional Formatting Rules Manager dialog box opens. In the Show Formatting Rules for Box, current selection appears. Click Edit Rule. The Edit Formatting Rule dialog box will open. You want to modify the data bar rule to proportionally reduce the lengths of the data bars. In the top row, click the maximum box arrow and then click Number. In the value row, click in the maximum box and replace the value with 0.75. The rule now sets the maximum value for the data bar to 0.75 or 75%. All data bar lengths will then be determined relative to the value. Click OK. The longest data bar now spans 3/4 of the cell width. Alright. So it should look something like this. Now we're going to save and close our workbook. We are finished. So again, do a file save. And we're going to close the workbook and close Excel. Alright. When you go to submit your assignment, I don't need the original. I need your Virginia Beach real estate, the one we renamed and worked on. And that's the one I need you to upload to receive the grade for this assignment. If you have any questions or any problems, email me and let me know, and we'll and get your questions answered and get everything straightened out. All right.